So we got a little technical challenge here this morning. It's always something. Very vexing problem, and now I'm behind the 8 ball. I'm starting late and I'm walking right through a zone that typically knocks out the broadcast. So if that happens, we got a new technique for trying to reignite. And of course, there's always the director's cut on Patreon and Subscribestar. So I never have evidence of deliberate interference. God, touching this touch screen with gloves on. But if there is deliberate interference, whoever's deliberately doing it, just know that every time you interfere and create another opportunity for a director's cut, people go and sponsor Crowdsource the Truth by going to subscribestar.com/crowdsourcethetruth or patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth. I had originally calculated the morning to be up at Times Square right now, where there is a rally in support of the restaurant industry. Major setback that kept me at the apartment fiddling with this equipment. It's amazing that it works one day and it doesn't work the next, but this is how computers operate on their own without outside interference, of course. But we've heard now that they're closing outdoor dining for restaurants. If you were running a restaurant and having no indoor dining wasn't enough fun, you can now delight in the mayor's decision that outdoor dining will be closed as well due to a blizzard. I mean, that's actually not that big a deal, because I have a feeling nobody was going to go and sit in those little huts in a blizzard anyway. It's also pretty dangerous for waiters and bus people and everybody to be kind of moving in and out of the restaurant in the cold. They could get sick. They're handling everybody's food. They could get everybody else sick. Now, if it's going to cut, this is where it's going to happen. This is sort of a dead zone historically, cellular network-wise. But I mean, let's face it, this is stupid, this concept of building indoor huts outside of restaurants so that restaurants can serve a quarter of the people that they normally would or less, so that people can sit around in rooms without circulating air way closer than 6 feet. I don't mind. I think people should get closer than 6 feet if they're not sick. And I mean, these kind of viruses have been around forever and the human race has survived. So, you know, whatever, but they have all these rules. We're going to follow science. It's the science of how to destroy the city, perhaps. I don't know what science Governor Cuomo is talking about. There's all these, well, not all these. There's one woman now who has allegations of sexual harassment. I saw an article where somebody was questioning her allegations. That's a fine and reasonable thing to do. I mean, I think that people deserve to be heard. I don't think they deserve to be necessarily believed. Actually, as much as I dislike Andrew Cuomo, he still must enjoy the right to be presumed innocent until it's proven that he's guilty. I mean, for my money, it's proven that he's guilty of being a scumbag. That doesn't look open to me. But it's not a crime to be a scumbag. He may be involved in other things that could be. We got to dig into that Help One or whatever it is, that charity that his sister was running, that he's involved in. A lot of people are putting a lot more attention on Andrew Cuomo, and it seems that perhaps Joe Biden, as he's putting together his cabinet and everything, is maybe considering somebody other than Andrew Cuomo to be Attorney General, some other terrible guy. I was speaking with Larry Klayman last night, and he mentioned somebody, I can't remember the guy's name. We're going to talk about that later today. Larry's going to join me to talk about William Barr's, whatever we would call it, resignation, firing. It's only coming about 2 to 3 years too late when the idiot hasn't done anything. You know, everybody was trusting Barr and thinking Barr was great mean, if it is accidental, it certainly makes it very frustrating to keep this effort up. So let's see what we can see about this protest that I'm now like, what time is it even? Half an hour late for? That great graphic of King Kuomo on the building. And the other phone, which I use all the time, had a failure this morning where it wouldn't accept audio input. How does that happen? I think I was using it yesterday. So I brought out a different phone that was at 97%, and the second I walked outside, it went to 0 battery and shut off. So now I'm down to the third phone, alternate Wi-Fi hotspot. Keep trying. I don't know if anybody is doing this on purpose. How could they drain the battery in the phone? That's got to be a problem with this phone, but I thought I grabbed one that had been a very frustrating morning already here. A lot of people are up there. The icing on this cake would be that the protest has moved by the time I arrive. A lot of people feeling a great deal of uncertainty right now. There are, what do they call it? These electors that are in dispute, challenged electors, something like that, dissenting electors, where the Republican electors have submitted their votes. For Trump, the Democrats for Biden, and there's this whole process that's going to take place in the House and the Senate, with the Vice President being the President of the Senate. People have spoken about how Joe Biden tried to do this to Trump, to try to not accept the electors in states and whatever, but they didn't have enough contested states to make it do anything. We'll have to see. It seems like an outside shot. It's every day, all of these remaining opportunities. Jeez, now I'm getting all tangled up. Trying my best not to get extremely angry right now. These opportunities are slipping through our fingers, and I think a lot of people are rightly very concerned about what's going to happen. In a more immediate sense, we've got restaurants here in New York City closing down, going out of business. We had the first person receive a vaccine here in New York. Right, how do I even control this now? Oh, that's really dangerous, right next to the stop button. This is such a really, can't believe this. This was all set and ready to go, and it just got so screwed up. It's amazing the number of things that fail at the last minute, but this protest is happening right here in Times Square, right up there by the TKTS booth, so I'll check that out. I have no audio monitor because of this impromptu setup. Broadway is closed, restaurants are closed. How many industries in New York City can be totally routed by the mayor and the governor before the city becomes useless? You know, I mean, I was talking to the Moriartys about this last night. I love New York City, and it's my home. I don't want to leave. But then again, at a certain point, it's just a hollow shell of concrete and buildings, and if there aren't people here and things to do and restaurants and entertainment and parks that you can go to and potential new friends that you can interact with, new associates and contacts, it just becomes a hollow, empty thing. And so what's the point? But they're trying to break our wills, right? I mean, I don't know if that's circumstance, chance, luck, or someone actually deliberately interfering with devices. I find it really unlikely that it's deliberate interference, just because, as I've said many times, I've got a long career of working with computers, and they just have a natural knack of failing at the most inopportune times in the most elaborate ways that seem like they're conspiring to fail, but it's just regular computer crap. So let's presume it's that. Instagram shoot going there. You can see we've got Batman, Santa Claus. I cannot possibly imagine Naked Cowboy would be out today. It is like below freezing, very, very cold. I don't think any Hanes briefs could challenge the temperature here. Boy, this is going to be really difficult to do. I want to record interviews with people and I just can't even hear what's going out. I get super annoyed when I have a break in a broadcast like that. I thought I had a method of keeping it going. 118 people. Share this stream if you can, please, people, because, you know, the reach of Crowdsource the Truth has been diminished by yet another strike from the malicious social engineers who have nothing better to do but sit around and try to take down my YouTube channel. I mean, again, the best way to deal with that if you're a viewer of Crowdsource the Truth is to become a sponsor, because even if they take out the YouTube channel, I'll still continue on Patreon and Subscribestar. Subscribestar.com/crowdsourcethetruth or patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth. It is annoying to be constantly thwarted by these stupid technical problems. Whoa, that looks like a pretty big... So now I'm struggling with like gloves or be able to operate the thing. And now, of course, the stabilizer goes. This is what happens when an organized arrangement starts to become disorganized. It comes apart at the seams. Sometimes this stuff is precariously arranged. Okay, so let's see if we can make this work. Also keep in mind, if you see wise-ass comments from people, even if this video lasts for 100 years, saying, oh, Jason, get better equipment. That's somebody who sits on their couch and does nothing and knows nothing, or it's a social engineer deliberately trying to, criticize and be a douche, because this is not easy. I'd like to see any one of those people criticizing do this even once. But here we go. This is a rally for restaurants. I just can't hear a damn thing.
My son's visiting.
In winter, does that make any kind of sense to anyone? You want to kill New York City, you want to destroy arts and culture. What else do you want to destroy? The restaurants are our last friend. They're hanging on a wing and a prayer. When is the fascism going to stop? When is the fascism going to stop? End fascism! If we don't end this, if we don't stop this, they are only going to continue treating us the way we allow them to. Us to be fearful of these people. Please get off of your knees. Get off your knees. Stop worshiping your false idols. That's what it's become. These people have become idols. They're very...
So, hey, how you doing? So did you organize this thing?
No way. I wish I did.
It's an interesting crowd because, they're screaming for everybody to put on masks.
I know. It's crazy because I came here really early and I had people being like, oh, here's a mask. And I'm like, really, you guys? it's like I'm here to fucking support the restaurant industry, and then you're gonna be like,
Put on a mask.
Yeah.
They don't get it. The problem is these are people who are experiencing cognitive dissonance. They want their industry to open, but they don't understand where this is all coming from.
I know. I'm just like, okay, whatever. I just ignore it. I'm here to support, these businesses to be open, but whatever. What can you do? But yeah.
I mean, it's important that we elaborate on this because I think that, restaurants that think it's okay to take your mask off and sit 2 feet away from a person in a plastic box, but want us to put on masks to be standing outside here,
I know,
they don't get it.
What can you do? What can you do? But you know what? You got to take what you can, and it's like, hey, I support the cause. I support businesses opening. I support just being open, period.
Yeah,
so I'm
right.
here, whatever, you can have your opinion, but I'm going to live my life how I feel like I'm going to live it, and yeah, wear a mask if you want.
Exactly. People who feel that they need a mask to be outside should wear one, but anybody telling people to wear masks doesn't understand what's going on.
Yeah. But it's good. Nice seeing you.
You too. Joe Biden is saying for the first 100 days of his presidency, if he succeeds with the criminal operation that's underway, he's going to force everybody to wear masks for the first 100 days. That sounds to me like 2023.
I really disagree with any kind of mandates. I believe in choice and freedom. I mean, this is America. So, yeah, I'm against that.
All right, Alex, I'm going to go take a look and see if they're giving some more speeches over there. You work in the restaurant industry, sir?
No, I just want to eat in restaurants.
Yeah, I hear you. That's good.
My son is coming in from Minneapolis on the 22nd. I made a reservation at Keen's Steakhouse
Oh, wow.
for the first time. Looks like a cool place to be.
It's a good place to get a steak. I think some famous mobster was killed there.
And now we can't eat there. Only outdoor dining if they have it.
It's going to be freezing.
It's going to be freezing, and there's for $100 steak. I don't know if I want to sit on the
Right, of
street.
course. It's going to be cold after the second bite.
I don't mind paying for the ambiance, but that's not ambiance. And
Yeah. All right, thanks for talking to me. Oh, damn it.
I've seen you around different rallies.
Thanks. They keep trying to stop the broadcast. I hope this continues. Thanks very much. That's what it is.
Don't record this.
Oh, I'm live. I gotta roll, but I appreciate you talking to me.
My son is hesitant to come into New York City by plane, but doesn't mind visiting his girlfriend in California by plane.
Well, I hear you. Yeah, it's the way that goes. Have a good day.
Horrible.
Yeah, see, I think what's happening is we've got people who realize that they need their jobs, they need their industry to be open, but they've been so bombarded by this news that you have to, do all these unscientific things.
You're gonna have to dress like this too. I'm top designer in a homeless shelter. This isn't making any sense. I mean, we're gonna have to respect more things that are made in New York City. Rich or poor, begging or passing out dollar bills. We're gonna have to respect this, especially the youth. This is old time people hippie ass swag. We're off the drugs and there's nothing to be embarrassed about any freaking cocaine more. There's nothing to be embarrassed about any more alcoholic ass drinking more. There's nothing to be embarrassed about any freaking marijuana, cigarette smoking, coffee drinking more because we are over that. This is what we are now. We are now saved. Does it say that? We're not a restaurant, we're homeless. We are now saved. And we gotta respect those saints that become saints after all you put us through in America, When you put us through this in America, this is the best thing we can do to respect our family and our nieces, our nephews, our sisters, our brothers, our mothers, our fathers, and our grand people. We have nowhere else to go. You think we're going to Baltimore, Washington? We have nowhere else to go. That's why we do this here.
Thanks,
and you're
man.
not chasing me out of this town either. Not yet, anyway. Not yet.
keeps cutting out. I'm not sure why that's happening. Is there somebody standing around here with an IMSI catcher? Because that would explain it. This guy's getting angry.
Renoso shuts down everything. He jumps in front of the camera at a reopen rally. Get the hell out of here. Handing out food on food lines, Renoso.
Excuse me. Sorry, excuse me. Excuse me.
Well, Renoso is one of these, like, he's one of these pieces of crap that shut down business, destroyed private sanitation. Is basically, he's like in cahoots with this whole entire New World Order shutdown, and he hasn't done nothing but hand out food on food lines to poor people. And then the first time there's actually any momentum to get in front of a camera, Renoso jumps up there, and he's responsible for it all.
Who's Renoso?
Antonio Renoso, he's running for Brooklyn Borough President, and he's a deadbeat city councilman.
Do you own a restaurant?
No, I don't own a restaurant, but that guy lives in my neighborhood. He's a bum. And now he's stealing this? Now he's stealing this? No, don't silence me.
And the 2 restaurants? I have 3. How much? So you want me to get in there and do it?
Yeah. Overpower him. Do it.
You're available later, obviously. Not doing much.
Renoso, nowhere to be found during the whole Corona shutdown, all of a sudden shows up at a rally for a photo op. The only other action Renoso has ever done during this whole shutdown, the most unprecedented shutdown in U.S. history, is show up on a food line to hand out food to poor people for votes. Renoso is the most dead-beat politician in the city. He is just, get him out of here. You want to really open up your businesses again? Get Renoso out of your movement. He's the one who shut down sanitation to where it is now, and the reason why the streets have been so filthy. Antonio Renoso. Don't let Renoso use this as a photo op when he's the one who helped create this whole damn thing.
It's not about Renoso, asshole. Shut up. Truth or not, it's not about Renoso.
Renoso's behind the
So let's
lockdown.
talk about Reynoso.
Renoso is a mouthpiece.
It makes no sense.
I'm by the cameras now.
Renoso, he's a city council. He's my city councilman. He's a fuck. Williamsburg, Bridgewood, Bushwick.
Renoso doesn't even show up to his office.
What kind of anti-lockdown rally is this if everybody's wearing masks? That's what it's about. But people need to kind of understand what's going on, I think. I don't know. This is a very confused rally. Can't hear anything anybody's saying. Audio is looping. All right, so there we go. That's how they are able to okay, I got a bunch of text message there telling me that the audio is looping. So that's the problem. If I can't hear the audio, so no one's probably been watching any of that. Okay, all right. There's no point in putting the message in a million times. Is it still doing it? Oh, probably it is.
I'm the founder of the CRA. It's called Conservative Republican Alliance in New York. I'm the founder of it, and I'm just bringing conservatives around New York together. I got my own video channel. You check me on YouTube at Christopher Wright. I got my channel with over 30,000 subscribers, and my group is growing, over 1,000 local New York members. We're coming out here and fighting for the truth. We're fighting for fellow citizens of this country, fellow citizens of the state of New York. Yes, Christopher Wright, and that's C as in Charlie, H as in Halo, R-I-S-T-O-P-H-E-R. My last name Wright, that's like Wright Brothers, W-R-I-G-H-T. You can find me on YouTube. Christopher Wright Show coming soon. Yeah, I totally agree with what they're doing today. They're just using their freedom of speech to come out here and get their message across and let the government know in a peaceful protesting way that they're sick of the nonsense and they want their lives back, they want their careers back, they want their jobs back. So I respect that.
Do you have anything else you want to say? Anything you want to add?
You know, I'm telling my fellow Americans out there, it's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to unite. I don't care about your political party, your background, your religious background, gay, straight, whatever. It doesn't matter. Transgender. If you're an American and you are just sick and tired of what's going on in this country, especially here in New York, then it's time for us to get out and do what we're doing right now. Peacefully protest, get our voices heard, let the government know that we're not going to sit back and just take this like a bunch of pawns in a chess game. So that's what I want to know. God bless everybody out there listening. God bless you, United States. Yes, there's been restaurants, gyms that are opening up on their own and going against the state. The state's sending the police officers out there and they're letting the police know where in the law that says I can't open my business and run my business. So it's time, I really appreciate seeing local business starting to do that, fighting on their own. They say, look, what are you going to do? And you see the cops are backing off in a lot of these situations because they know they're in the wrong. And I respect the police, don't get me wrong, but they're getting told by this radical government what to do. And they're putting out these BS orders. But the people need to open their businesses up and say, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm not going to put my life, family, my family's life at risk over this political game. So it's time for business to open up on their own. And I will support them.
Right, like the bar in Staten Island, right? I guess you
Yes,
heard about that.
and I didn't, unfortunately I was able to make my rally, but I got some friends here, some patriots that went out there, and they helped them get out there and get their voices heard. They did a great job in Staten Island. And if I would definitely, if I had the time, I would have been there, and I would have came out and showed support. But I'm out here fighting as much as I can in the streets on the grassroots level.
Chris, they actually utilize the sheriffs, not the cops.
Has been fined now $4.4 million because he again and again defied the lockdown orders. What do you think about that?
I think
a fine of over $1 million for a gym owner. He's not a rich guy, you know.
No, not at all. It's, he's all that small business owners are attacking. I respect what he's doing. He's a true patriot, a true fighter. And I believe I know who you're talking about. I met him, and he's a great man. The one thing when we're talking about Ian, his name, yes, Ian, and he was a real patriot, and he's somehow a great speaker as well. And he really got out there we were down in D.C. for this Million MAGA March, the second one, and he spoke there, and he had a lot to say, and he had a lot of real encouraging words for the public, and he pretty much came out with his main message: I'm not backing down, regardless of what happens. And we're here to fight for him, man. And we're at the point in this country where it's the people versus state. And it's time for the people to come together. This is what America's about. There's been many times in American history where the people got together and got things done. This is the time. History repeats, and it's time for us to get out there and fight.
Important detail about Staten Island, the NYPD would not enforce it, so the governor and the mayor used the sheriff's office. And then the governor on television lied the other day. Governor Cuomo said that Danny Presti assaulted 2 uniformed NYPD officers. NYPD captain tells me NYPD had nothing to do with that arrest. It was New York Sheriff's Office. The governor lied to the people of the United States, to the people of the world, to crush Danny Presti, to crush support for Max Public House. He lied through his teeth because he knows when acting in his capacity as the governor, he can't be held liable for defamatory statements. So he's able to take away that kind of public support for a bar owner who's standing up with simple words while he wins an Emmy Award and he publishes books and he lies to everybody to perpetuate this, Chris.
Yeah, Mobster Cuomo, I like to call him, because he carries himself like a mobster. If you look how he governs, it's very tyrannical in a way. I mean, I remember the situation that happened with the Proud Boys and Antifa had to fight in Manhattan about 2 years ago. And I was at the event just to hear the speaker, and when I left, Antifa surrounded the Proud Boys and initially initiated the attack. The Proud Boys defended themselves, and after they defended themselves, Cuomo came and got involved because Antifa wouldn't press charges. So Cuomo came and pressed charges against the Proud Boys and said, if you don't press charges, I'll press charges.
Wow.
And locked up 2 of these Proud Boys for 4 years apeace. And they were trying to say this is a white supremacist group that attacked innocent anti-fascists in Manhattan. I had to put my video out there and show them if they're the white supremacy, why they protecting me, and Antifa's the ones on the attack.
Right.
So he put 2 guys got 4 years in jail apiece for that. One of the guys was married to a black woman and had 3 kids with her. So if this is some white supremacist group, what the heck is going on? And that night, that Proud Boy group had Hispanics, Asians.
Well, it started by a Hispanic guy.
It started by a
right?
Hispanic guy. So what I'm saying, so this is what I learned back then 2 years ago, what this government in New York is all about. And Mobster Cuomo was the one behind it. So I saw how much he was willing to do on his own to step out, to push a narrative. He was willing to put people's lives at risk, put people in jail. So I knew this guy was a mobster. That's why I call him mobster, because he does governing techniques, like we did the nursery homes when COVID hit, and he put the COVID victims in nursery homes and killed off all those elderly people. This guy is a mobster. All people I know move like that are mobsters. I see this in movies.
Yeah.
This is our governor.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you so much, Jason.
Take care.
People are losing jobs every day. 75% of the city.
We watch you all the time.
Thanks so much, guys.
We're from Colorado, so we've been following you for a long time,
Wow.
couple years.
You want to be on the show?
You on your live
Yeah.
stream, but we lost it.
We
We
want
lost
Charlie.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of disruption going on out here today. So you guys came from Colorado?
Yeah, we're actually working in Omaha, but we're from Colorado.
Do you know Warren Buffett?
No, but we're actually working on Facebook data center.
What do you mean?
Oh, if you don't know anything about Facebook, you should check it out.
Well, I mean, I'm aware of Facebook, but
Well,
should
what
I
they're
know
doing
about
with
it?
all the data, with everything that they're doing.
What are they doing?
Well, essentially, in Omaha, what they're calling it is they're calling it the Silicon Prairie, because all the tech companies are coming to Omaha. So you got Google, you got Facebook, you have LinkedIn, you got PayPal, you have all of them coming.
Why though? Just because real estate's cheap?
Tax reasons, Nebraska.
And I guess since everybody is, working from home, it doesn't matter where you are anymore.
Well, they defined Facebook as essential. So Facebook data center is essential.
Wow. What do you think about this demonstration for the restaurants?
That's pretty cool.
100%.
And you guys drove here,
We have
or?
to keep small businesses going. I mean, it's like the heartbeat of the country, right? If you have a small business.
Well, it's also, people travel to New York. One of the biggest attractions is fine dining,
Exactly.
shows, all that's closed down.
We were in Washington, D.C., and we drove up this morning, so
So you guys were at the Million MAGA.
we were over there. We actually we went over to the White House and just to kind of check it out. We don't know what's going to happen in this country, so we figured we might as well check it out while we still can.
Right. All right, well, thanks for speaking to me, guys. Good to see you. Take
Get
care.
home, Cuomo!
Bye-bye.
And we
Can I get a selfie?
Sure, absolutely.
is enough!
Oh. That's great, thanks.
Hey, man.
Take care, guys. Thanks.
Good work.
Thank you so much.
New York just rose like a week ago. It takes a month. Florida has more people and they finished. Like Florida and Texas are the two
So do you guys, you're in the restaurant industry?
I'm not. No, I mean, I'm a New York City inhabitant. I live in New York City. I mean, I want to save New York City. I mean, so much has been stripped of the economy. Once we lose the restaurants, we lose the city. It's done.
It's pretty close to that already,
It's
right?
pretty close to that. I mean, what is the logic? The 25% capacity, that's shut down. Now it's wintertime, and now I'm supposed to eat outside with using those space heaters, which are so expensive. As it
So
is.
you're in there, it's cold, the air isn't
No,
circulating.
I don't want to go out to eat. I don't want to go out to eat. Who wants that headache?
Paying to support them. You have to stop supporting them since day one. This is control opposition.
Without the
A
muzzle
lot of people here
because it kind of loses the
are
credibility.
in
He's complying to a
because
certain
they
extent.
lose everything.
It shows
And
like
about
the
to
imagery
lose
of that. You know,
everything.
President Trump was very
But they
clear about
want to put
not
the
wearing a
foot
muzzle
on the
ever.
neck and
Well,
kill
just
them.
that once. There was that one
That's
time when
what
he
they want to
went to
finish.
visit Walter Reed or something, and they had that big picture of him with the mask on. I was like,
Leaving that guy in the street.
Right.
And we all
Uh-oh, here we
gonna
got
be
something
watching
happening.
fucking CNN.
this guy's good.
Fuck you.
Good.
I'm going to turn this off because my phone's kind of low battery. How's it going? So the reason that they closed the restaurants, one of the reasons is they're saying, de Blasio said, they're not going to reopen the restaurants until there's a vaccine. Okay, there's a bill.
The vaccine cannot happen.
There's a fascist here. She voted for, Jessica Ramos voted for forced vaccination. She's a fascist. Boo! Sorry.
Forced vaccination.
Who's Jessica Ramos?
She's a representative in Albany, and she voted to kick kids out of school. She voted to take away. She voted to take away the religious exemption.
Hang on, let's wait till
What's that?
let's wait till he's done. He's pretty loud. I'll be right back.
Cuomo, full power. Full power.
Full power.
Full power. That vaccination. You're cool. You're cool, but that vaccination's no good.
Okay, can we have a vaccine that's coming in, and you're talking about small businesses having ruined for a month, for a year. Right now, we have a vaccine, a forced vaccine that's coming to black Americans.
That you signed off on, and you did nothing to defend this racist vaccine that is using black and brown people as guinea pigs for Bill Gates. You shut down these small businesses, Jessica. You helped shut down these businesses, and now that they're bringing in the vaccine, you're showing your face to not fight the vaccine, but to pretend like you're for small businesses. And that's a joke. That's a joke. Don't gaslight us. If you want to communicate, come communicate with me about the vaccine. Don't give me that. Don't give me those crocodile tears. Don't give me those crocodile tears. You wanted this vaccine. You voted for me.
Don't touch me.
And you pretend like you're for small businesses. You're not for small businesses. Using a decoy so we didn't fight the vaccine.
Hang on. Jessica, did you vote for mandatory vaccination or no? Yes or no, Jessica Ramos? Did you vote for mandatory vaccination?
It's actually a cool lady. They must have gotten to her. They must have gotten to her, ladies and gentlemen. She is for forced vaccinations. And Antonio Reynoso passed the construction of 4 new jails for $10 billion. If we're looking for money, why don't you stop the construction of 4 new jails?
A bunch of fucking retards. Go to Cuomo's house. Go see the governor. Speak up. You're scared.
Right.
Look at the guy in Staten Island. He's got fucking balls. Grow some fucking balls.
What'd you think about the governor lying? He said
The governor's a cocksucker. How about that? Fuck the governor.
he lied about Danny Presti. He
He
said
lies about everything.
He said
He's a
that-
fucking piece of shit.
He said-
He's a mafia, dishonest.
he said that Danny had assaulted uniformed NYPD officers.
You know,
Not true.
They're fucking harassing every day and night. If you harass somebody every day and night, they're gonna fucking pop, right?
No, he didn't do it. He didn't do it at all. They just lied.
Fuck them. They're mafia. He's a fucking mafia motherfucker. Fuck him.
Do you work in the restaurant industry?
Of course. Not now. That's smart. 10 years. 10 fucking years in New York. I moved to New York for this shit.
And now you're out of
Now
work.
I'm out of work this fucking March, bro. I can't even buy fucking shit. Can't even buy a dime bag of weed, a $5 fucking halal plate. My unemployment check comes sometimes this day, sometimes that day. No mercy. Cuomo has no fucking mercy. Fuck Andrew Cuomo. If you voted for Cuomo or Biden, you're the problem. If you vote for Cuomo or Biden, you're the problem.
What do you think about Biden talking about making Cuomo
Biden's
the
no
attorney
fucking
general?
dying here. Who gives a shit? He can't even speak. He's all cloudy and shit. Oh, you're attacking you! Fucking you attack me!
Are you delivering beef or you're here for the protest? Okay, so here we go.
Okay, so all the reps who voted for a bill called
Hey! Yeah, that guy, he's like crashing his bike into me.
Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. So, hi, I'm Elizabeth Glass. I am a candidate for New York State Senate in this district 27, and my opponent was the sponsor of the repeal of the religious exemption, which took away New Yorkers' right to opt out of the vaccines. And I'm not pro-vax, anti-vax, it's just about choice. Unfortunately, right now, my former opponent's closest ally in Albany, Linda Rosenthal, is the sponsor of the bill A11179, which is going to force...
Rosenthal, yes.
Which is going to force... normally, that bill would have been sponsored by my former opponent. The reason he's not sponsoring it is because my campaign, grassroots, unknown candidate, we forced him out of the Senate because he's a fascist, because he took away New Yorkers' right to opt out of the vaccines.
How likely is it that that bill will pass?
That bill is definitely going to pass.
Why? How do you know?
It's a done deal.
What?
It's a done deal. It's bought and paid for. Unless New Yorkers hit the streets like in Denmark or Germany, I guarantee you that bill is going to pass.
When are they going to start to try to force vaccinate everybody?
Well, what's going to happen is they're saying that Kuomo said yesterday they started vaccinating the healthcare workers at Long Island Jewish.
Sandra Lindsay, yeah.
Sandra Lindsay. And so if they don't get 75 to 80% like voluntarily, they're going to mandate it. And only less than half the people want it, so they're definitely going to mandate it. Cuomo said he's going to. October 18th, he said the goal is to vaccinate all New Yorkers. Yeah, he said that. And the Senate is all Dems. They've already voted. They've already established that they vote for pro-forced vaccines. They already did. Jessica Ramos is one of them. She's here. They're fascists. They're traitors to the people.
Let's go talk to her. She's right over there.
See, okay. Well, the bill is called, if people want to look it up, it's called S2994. It's the repeal of the religious exemption. 2 of my 4 kids were kicked out of school along with 26,000 other children, June of 2019. And they don't report it in the mainstream media at all. But it was a setup. It was a setup because now they're going to force all of us together.
We have to ask her about that.
Yeah, she's here trying to get, and so that's why they're closing the restaurants, because they want to, everything can reopen when there's a vaccine.
Right.
That's what they're doing.
Right.
That's what this is about.
And all these people who are submitting to wearing the masks are likely to submit to accepting a vaccine.
Exactly. Just like they're saying you can't go into a store unless you're wearing a mask, you're not going to be able to go into a store.
Unless you have a digital passport that shows you're vaccinated.
Exactly. And so that's why it's so important. I wore a mask when I was running for office because I had to interact with the people. But since November 3rd, I took it off because it's absolutely critical that we take off the masks. It's so important. It's a symbol of enslavement. It's a symbol of enslavement. So thank you so much for all you're doing.
Tell everybody where they can find you online.
Oh, I'm Glass for Senate. GlassForSenate.com has the links to my social media. And so as an unknown political candidate, I got 34% of the in-person vote.
Wow.
He had $1.6 million. I had a lot less. And I almost beat him.
Wow.
So, and I have no experience in politics, but it was because...
But that's what we need. You're a mom. You have experience in life.
Exactly. And it was because of all these the parents of vaccine-injured children stormed. They supported me. They were hitting the streets with me because it's real. Vaccine injury is real. And they're taking away our rights to refuse a vaccine. There's no religious or philosophical exemption in this mandate bill. And there's only a medical exemption. Danny's so loud. There's only a medical exemption, but that's like a unicorn. They don't give those. They do not give medical exemptions. I know that for a fact.
Wow.
So that's what the real issue is here. And so until people recognize that.
So when are they going to start forcing? Do you know? Any idea? Any way to know?
That's a good question. It turns out they're going to see how many people do it voluntarily, and then if it's 75, they're going for 75 to 85%, and then they'll mandate it, unless people wake up and hit the streets like in Denmark and Germany and just say no. But it's a done deal. It's bought and paid for.
Where's Jessica Ramos? We got to talk to her.
That's a good question. Danny, I don't...
Thanks.
To kick my kids out of school. Talk to her.
Thanks. Good to see you.
Cuomo is a fascist. Cuomo is a fascist murderer.
We told them, build outside. We told them, equip your inside to make sure that people can be socially distant. They went out and they spent thousands of dollars, took out loans, and now we're going to turn our backs on them? This isn't fair. This is not the kind of country that we fought for. These people, Marcos ran a food pantry out of his office every Wednesday during the pandemic to make sure that my neighbors had something to eat. And now the federal government and the state and the city wants to turn its back on them. We're not going to let it. We're not going to let it. We're going to fight to make sure that every single one of you can survive because you helped us survive. Ya basta de promesas, de decirles a nuestros negociantes que cambien del restaurante, que inviertan miles de dólares para poder seguir las regulaciones que ni siquiera están claras. Y en la pandemia, muchos de ustedes, como lo hizo Marco, fueron los que le dieron de comer a nuestros barrios. Y ahora, los que trabajan en el restaurante, los dueños, los meseros y todos se van a quedar sin el pan de cada día. ¡No es justo! ¡No es justo!
Right? You're scared to go ahead and do something, go against it. So let's do it.
You're a legend, brother.
Thanks,
So
man.
all your videos from the beginning, from Javits Center and all that.
Thanks, man.
Queens Hospital.
Yeah, almost.
It's not true.
This is a decoy for the vaccine. That's all this is a decoy for the vaccine. The politicians that are behind the vaccine and behind the restaurant shutdowns are the ones who are showing up here to pretend like they're for opening the restaurants when they're not. They were for arbitrary shutdowns so this whole time. They still are for arbitrary shutdowns. They are just out here to pretend like they're standing up for the people while they are rolling out a vaccine that's unproven. Operation Warp Speed in months.
Because we're all going to the same. We're all trying to get the same solution.
Yeah, just keep your restaurants open.
Right now, that's why it's standing up there.
And it's got to be relevant to what's going on. They're here talking about anti-vaccine. I'm against the vaccine too, but let's just open up. That's it.
So open up. Open up. Open up. Open up. Yes, open up.
It's not that easy. We gotta open up. I'm gonna pay my $30,000 fine.
The people will pay your fine. Don't you see what Max is doing? Don't you see what Attila's gym is doing?
They're gonna take his liquor license.
Let them take the license away. You're going to end up having nothing anyway. You're losing everything.
He's right.
Anyway.
You're going to lose
You're going to
everything.
lose anyway. You're go down with a fight. Be a man. Go down with a fight. Right?
There's other ways to fight it.
Okay, if you want to be passive aggressive about it, then you're going to lose by being passive aggressive.
Do you guys both own restaurants?
I used to own a restaurant. I sold my restaurant before COVID.
You did?
Right, I did. I sold it in March of 2019, but I know the pain and like the sacrifices that I grew up with my mother being a restaurant owner, and I ended up joining them. I'm a patriot at the end of the day. I love America. I love what small business owners do. I love the opportunity. I don't understand why people don't take more of what Max have been doing, what Attila's gym has been doing, like Ian, like Danny Presti, those guys are real, true leaders in the industry. They go ahead, they take courage. It takes courage to be a man.
See, and I agree with you, but I feel what this guy's saying because it's a lot to challenge him. But you're right, because if he doesn't open, what happens in 2-3 months if you have no business?
Not 2-3 months, permanently.
You're just going to close.
I'll never be allowed to apply for a liquor license.
But you're not going to be able to do that anyway. You're going to lose all your money, you're going to lose your restaurant, and you'll have nothing.
Look, we don't know right now. I have a liquor license.
It's been 9 months. How's your business been since the lockdown?
Like every business.
How much do you owe in rent? How much do you owe in bills?
But what does that mean, though? Are you going into debt? Are you losing a lot of money?
But again, I'm here to find the solutions. I'm also here to say, let's look at where the
increase in spreading is happening. If it's less than 1.5% in restaurants.
But they're not listening to us.
That's right. That's why I'm here to say, listen to us here, and then we can listen to the vaccine shit. But don't interrupt. If you're having a conversation, I come in, I'm like, ah, you're gonna be like, dude,
the thing is,
You don't want to be emotional. These guys are being emotional. We need to. Yeah.
But we've been listening for 9 months, and they just keep locking down harder. They're going to ruin your business. A liquor license isn't going to do you any good.
Look, at the end of the day, I'm with you. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm with you. I'm not against you. I wish you the best. So, best of luck. I don't even know you, sir, but thank you for what you're doing over here.
Thank you.
You're
Take care of
a
yourself.
man.
You too. Take care of yourself. People are really feeling it out here, because I think that even for people who, I mean, that was a really interesting conversation because they both have good points. %50%.
Right here at the gaslighting us at this press conference. Free your face.
Thank you.
Free your face. Take your face diaper off. You want to open your restaurant?
Oh yeah.
They're like dying because we're not going to cancel any meetings.
Right. Nobody's going to any restaurants. See, that's what I was thinking about when I saw that meat truck. I was thinking, like, what about all the other businesses that supply the restaurants?
Free your face. Free your face.
Sam Solis, a Holocaust survivor.
Oh wow.
And he passed away last year, and live it with this disgusting mayor and his governor doing this to us. It's so unfair. Now I heard that all the people that we supply, you know, restaurant owners, they have to dismantle everything that, you know, these outdoor things.
What do you mean dismantle?
They have to dismantle it because
The snow?
The snow.
How are they going to do that? It's 2 days. I didn't hear that they were making them dismantle it.
Yes,
I just heard that it was closed.
No, because, you know, it's in the way. Why can't they look at it like a truck or something? You know, it's like it makes no logical sense.
That's crazy.
They're trying to kill us, and we know they're getting their marching orders.
Hang on 1 second, because somebody just cut the broadcast. I'm going to start it again. So what keeps happening is when I speak to someone important like you, who has information that people maybe haven't heard before, coincidentally, the broadcast ends. So I've restarted it now. So you are with Master Purveyors, which I've seen driving around New York City forever.
Thank you. That's our family-run business for 58 years.
And you guys supply the restaurants. So you have employees and vendors, and this isn't just about restaurants closing. It's an entire industry under assault.
Food chain down, and you know, we're down to like just one of our biggest accounts, they would order like 800 pounds of chopped meat. Now it's like down to like 80 pounds. You know, it's like ridiculous because it's all takeout, and
wow.
So it's really scary. It's scary, and Kuomo having his little birthday get-together did yesterday. He doesn't care.
That was his birthday yesterday?
Yeah.
What do you think about Andrew Cuomo winning an Emmy Award?
Oh, isn't that nice? They pat themselves on the back. Who gave him that? Who also gave him a raise?
Well, but the Emmys, it's for television, and he's a politician. They've never given an Emmy to a sitting politician before. Did you know the Television Academy is tax exempt, so your tax money subsidizes their activities?
We are the slaves here, and it's so ridiculous because we pay them. He works for us. He works for us. We don't work for him. And the fact that he appoints himself these awards and paychecks, it's while we're starving. Like, all these people break my heart. I feel like crying right now because it's so unfair what they're doing to this industry. And look at Manhattan. It's Christmas. It's December. It's supposed to be booming, and it's just sad. It's just really sad that they're doing this to this man is doing this to this beautiful New York State, you know, New York City.
Sounds to me like you grew up in New York.
I did. I'm a New Yorker, and I've never seen this. I'm shocked. I'm just like, where's our New Yorkers? Where's our tough New York? You know, we're supposed to have balls.
I'm looking at it right here.
I'm like so angry, you know, that we are allowed this, the masks and all this is just to muzzle us. Like, let me go down the rabbit hole. This is just bigger than it is. It's not about restaurants. It's they got their marching orders from China. We all know that. Stop it.
You know, a New York State Senate candidate just told me that they've all but passed this bill that's going to mandate vaccination of every man, woman, and child in New York.
What happened to my body, my choice?
Right.
Oh, only if you're Democrat.
Right.
I forgot. Only if you're Democrat. And also, what is it? Believe all women. Only if you're a Democrat woman. You know, everything's one-sided. It's just disgusting what this party has done. You know, I blame Pelosi. You know, she's destroyed a once very respected party. They've gone crazy. It's one-sided. It's just like they don't care for the people. They really don't. It's just political. And they're the dividers, they're the haters, they're the racists. Sorry, that's just how it is. And I am a registered independent, so I know I voted this way, I voted that way. I don't have, stamped on my forehead. I vote for who is doing what's on paper. And I'm sorry, Biden has done nothing. Nothing in 58 years.
Well, he seems like he might be successful in stealing an election. That's something.
He won't. He's not going to steal this election. Sorry. Trump has a Trump card. Trust me. He has a Trump card. And he's going under the radar. Where they're busy screaming and yelling and whatever they do so well, Trump's going to surprise us.
Now, if people see this, can they order food directly from Master
Absolutely,
Purveyors?
yes.
How do they do that?
We have to,
how can people watching order from Master Purveyors?
It's masterpurveyors.com. And if you want to speak to the owner, they're right there.
Okay, let's do it.
Awesome. Yes.
Like 2 seconds. Just about what you're...
Okay, baby, I will. This is, ready?
Yes.
This is the owner, Scott Solis, and that's his beautiful son, Harry Solis. Father and son, yes.
Hi, you guys. It's terrible what's going on to the restaurant industry.
It's horrible. The restaurants, hotels, it's killing business for everybody. Everybody that works in the restaurants, it trickles down to people like us, the fish people, the vegetable people.
How many employees does Master Purveyors have?
We had about 98 pre-COVID, and now we're down to about 45.
Wow. And that's probably difficult for you to maintain the 45, I would think, given the numbers.
Well, right now, after him closing down the restaurants, we don't know how many people we're going to be able to keep. We're trying. We're trying not to lay anybody off.
And I mean, it strikes me, you guys are a family business. These 45 and 98, they've probably been working for you for many years.
Yes, my father started in 1957, came from Europe, a survivor of the Holocaust. He built the business up. If he would see what's going on today, he would say this is worse than escaping the Nazis. It's horrible.
It is. So people go to masterpurveyors.com, they can order steaks and things from you guys?
Yes, they can.
Okay,
yes,
great.
They can. The best steaks in all the city.
I've seen the trucks driving around forever. Yeah, I know. I would love to have a steak right now. That looks good.
We were thinking of that.
Having a barbecue over here?
Barbecue.
That's a good idea. That's a great idea. Well, anything else you guys want to say?
Visit masterpurveyors.com for the best steaks in the country. See our Instagram, Master Purveyors. Visit our Facebook page, and save the restaurants.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Best of luck. Save the restaurants.
Thank you.
It looks like it maybe is ending. Is it over? Is it marching now, or what's?
We're marching towards the governor.
Oh wow, where is he?
We're gonna see. We're going to his office now.
The mayor, you mean?
I think the governor.
Wow, the governor has an office in the city? All right, let's see what happens with that. I wonder if this is still going. That's funny. All right, I think it's still working. I hope it's still working. This has been a very disrupted stream. Whoa. Let's see if we can get this back to working. That guy.
Hey!
Pero viendo todo eso, qué bacano, bro.
Super 8, nice.
Save our restaurants! 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 This is wrong.
Aquí no paramos. Open our restaurants. Stop closing us down. Open our restaurants. We need to keep our restaurants open.
Save our restaurants!
Save our restaurants. 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 Save our restaurants.
Restaurant!
Jamás serán vencidos. Restaurantes unidos, jamás serán vencidos. Restaurantes unidos, jamás serán vencidos. Restaurantes unidos, jamás serán vencidos. Queremos trabajar, queremos trabajar, queremos trabajar, queremos trabajar, queremos trabajar, queremos
vaina tú estás hoy. We love New York! 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 ¡Una bulla! Dale el mensaje que el Congreso tiene que hacer algo ya.
Ya está bueno para el relajo, mi gente. Y también mi gente de República Dominicana.
Los dominicanos, tenemos la comunidad dominicana, la comunidad hispana, se están unidos y tenemos que dar la cura y nuestra comunidad no está y tenemos que pelear por eso, porque nuestra gente se está muriendo. La vacuna es bien importante para la comunidad. Gracias.
Gracias por tu
¡Salva a nuestros veteranos! Save our restaurant! 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 Restaurant! Save our restaurant! Save our restaurant! Save our restaurant! Save our restaurant! Hi, I'm Frank Garcia, head of the National Association of State Chambers, Hispanic Chambers. We're here to fight for the rights of our businesses. We're tired of what's going on. We need to be included to the vaccine. We're not being included to the vaccine. Our members are dying more than any other.
You want the vaccine?
We want the vaccine. Our members want the vaccine. We need the vaccine.
Aren't you concerned that it's had very little testing?
Right now, our members are dying, so it's a choice of the members. The members want the vaccine. We've done surveys to our members, and they do want the vaccine because they're scared.
So what's preventing them from getting it?
Right now, we're not included.
Who is included?
The included is the health cares that they deserve to do it. But as workers that are in the front line, our members, the bodegas, the supermarkets, the restaurants, should be included.
Okay.
We deserve that.
They're talking about mandating it for everybody in New York. To force you to have it.
We want to be able to be in the conversation. We're not being in the conversation right now.
Okay.
We're asking for the politicians to include us. We have to do rallies like this to wake them up. The Latino community is not like the African American community is used to fighting. Now we're tired. That's why we're out here fighting. As head of all the Hispanic chambers, we're tired. Our members are dying. We're closing. We're losing 50% of our members of the Latino Restaurant Association will go out of business before the end of January.
Wow. How can people contact you?
Through New York National Association of Latino State Chambers.com or fgarcia@mrtoners.com.
Okay, thank you.
Or 347-668-7614.
Give us your name again.
Frank Garcia, National Chairman of the National Association of Latino State Chambers, representing 3.5 million Hispanic businesses in the U.S. and Puerto Rico.
Thank you, Frank.
50% of our members are going to go out of business right now because of this, and this is a national problem.
Stay off restaurant! Stay off restaurant! Queremos trabajar, no queremos nada gratis. Queremos trabajar, queremos trabajar.
It's actually pretty big.
Pretty big crowd, yeah. But you know, the way they're going about it is totally wrong. It's like I'm very fickle about this whole thing. You know, on one hand, it's good though because it is
We're raising awareness.
We're raising awareness, especially for that fascist Cuomo. So
yeah,
you know, that's great. You see, if they could take their mask off, that would be so powerful.
I think that a lot of people have been very confused by the news. I just spoke to a guy who's demanding that they get the vaccine. And I was like, wait a minute, are you sure?
Very confused. Hey. You know what?
I'm not sure that the governor has an office in the city. I could be wrong, but yeah, see, I agree with what that guy was saying, that the crowd seems a bit confused, and I think it's because what we're seeing here is a very organic response to people losing their jobs and, you know, getting the message basically from the governor that it's only getting worse. They're closing down for the snow. I want to confirm if they're having to actually dismantle these temporary structures, because I heard that they weren't allowed to be running the restaurants. If you had to dismantle, that's crazy. I mean, we've been seeing all around town people building those things. Has to cost a bunch of money to hire some construction crew to come in and build your outdoor thing, and now just have to take it down and then build it again? How's that going to work? I'm not sure if that's correct.
You want to save New York? Join us. You want to save the soul of the city? Join us.
Do you work in the restaurant industry, sir?
Absolutely.
And how's everything been going for you since the lockdown?
How do you think it's been going?
I think it's been going terrible, but I want your first-hand experience.
Since the lockdown, we've lost jobs, we've lost friends, we've lost neighbors. The first lockdown was warranted. The second lockdown was hypocrisy. So,
and did you have to construct an outdoor structure for your restaurant?
Yes.
And are they forcing you to disassemble that because of the snow?
No, we built it pretty safe.
Okay.
And who's they?
I don't know. I heard on the news that they're closing outdoor dining for the snow, and then someone here told me they're actually.
Well, it's probably a responsible move to close for 12 inches of snow.
But somebody told me that they're actually forcing restaurants to take those outdoor structures down. I'm trying to confirm.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure about that either. Yeah. And how do you think you're going to fare through the winter? Do customers want to sit outside in those things?
No, I think there's a public that's willing. There's a public that's willing to measure their own risk and assess their own risk. And yes, we do contact tracing, and we have masks, and we cut down on our capacity. We've done all the things that we're supposed to be doing. And now the data shows that it's only 1.47%, right? So let's continue that. Let's make sure we're mindful. If we're on the... Nobody wants to be on the wrong side of this. But the right side of this right now is killing jobs, which will then hurt the social fabric of this city, which has already done enough damage. So,
are you the owner of the restaurant?
Yes.
And how long have you owned the restaurant?
I've been in the restaurant business for 20 years, my whole life. My father owned a restaurant before that.
And don't you spend a ton of money on HVAC and maintaining all that?
We spend a ton of money on everything.
And so when they lock people in these little tents outside, there's no circulating air. Is there actually any scientific evidence that you're safer in an outdoor enclosed space than in
Again, I think it goes back to an individual's assessed risk, right? Let them watch your step. Let them decide based on certain parameters, limited occupancy, right? People are not stupid. But what happens when you turn off a faucet is the pressure's going to build up, and there'll be illegal operations. There'll be speakeasies. There'll be places that aren't supposed to be operating. So, why don't we find a middle ground here?
So you said you lost friends and neighbors. Do you know a lot of people who succumbed to COVID?
No, not too many, to be honest with you. Not too many, but I'm talking about friends and neighbors that have left this state.
Got it.
That have left this industry.
Yeah. And I mean, it trickles down. I imagine you must employ a lot of people in the restaurant. Have you had to lay people off?
Yes, we've had to. Let me run.
Sure. Take care. Thanks for talking to me. Red, white, and blue Camaro, or is it the post office? So this is interesting because it's not, pro-Trump, it's not pro-Biden, it's not Antifa, it's not Black Lives Matter. This is the first rally I've seen where it's just an industry of people who want to get back to work. So this is actually a pretty important milestone because I would have to say that the restaurant industry is not the only industry in New York that's been decimated by this, but it's the first to come together and do a rally like this that I've seen. That guy said this is a good protest. I don't know if people heard that. Doesn't he live in Albany? Guys, doesn't he live in Albany? The mayor.
Which way?
Oh, we're getting a little disorganized. But how could the NYPD be taking you to the governor's house?
Tell me before. Where is she?
Does he live here?
Because we're dying. You should be on our side. We're dying. Listen to me.
Hey.
That's all I saw.
Wait a minute now. So is this not his house? Excuse me. Sorry. I thought that was his apartment.
No, this is his office. It's a office.
633. Is that the New York Japanese Restaurant Association?
Save our restaurant, save our restaurant, save our restaurant. Yeah.
We don't ask you for nothing. We want to work. We want to work. Es una brujería. We want to work. Queremos trabajar. Queremos trabajar. Queremos trabajar. Queremos trabajar. Queremos trabajar. Queremos trabajar.
A lot of megaphones in the crowd today.
That's deflection. Eso es todo culpa de Cuomo también. Eso es culpa de él también. Todo es culpa de él. Señores. Seguimos.
Let's go.
Seguimos.
¿Dónde que vamos?
Always a close.
Low and see, no.
Okay.
Gracias.
We don't think he's the best guy either. For totally different reasons, but you know. We don't like him either. Like I can't try to say every day. Every fucking day.
So it looks like you guys are having a press conference here. What's going on?
These people that you see in front of you were hit by a car. So.
Hit by a car?
Yes.
As a result of what?
Of a
Protest?
just like you guys are doing. So we're just trying.
We're just trying to hold space for these guys just to talk. That's it.
We'll do more information later.
Was that woman the other day who ran through and got arrested?
That's us.
What is it that you want people? What's the matter? I thought you were trying to tell me something. All right.
Where's the governor? Where's the mayor? They don't give a fuck, you see? They give two shits about us. They're up north chilling by the fireplace, eating good food, living life. And we're out here fucked in the cold with no jobs, no money. Yo, Kuomo de Blasio, what the fuck? I want to go to work. It's the motherfucking Hanukkah, Christmas. How are we gonna buy shit for our families, dude? How are we gonna have holiday fucking meals? You're gonna be out north in your fucking fireplace and we're here. Where you at, bro? Come out. Are you scared, you fucking piece of shit, Cuomo? You got 20,000 people out you gotta answer to. What are we gonna do next week, bro? How are you gonna buy your kids a gift? How are you gonna buy your family a fucking ham?
Yo, my brother.
What up?
Some people that almost got killed, they got ran over by a vehicle the other day protesting, doing the same exact thing you're doing. We're trying to amplify that right now. And y'all in the way. If we're together, you gotta respect what we got going on.
I don't know.
I'm letting you know right now that this is a situation that we gotta take care of. And
So they don't want protests? Is that it?
What we doing?
I don't care. Say whatever I want.
And we're together. And we're supposed to be together. We're supposed to fight the same.
Go ahead.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just letting you know. There's no fuck the politicians.
Okay.
Fuck the politicians.
What's your narrative?
This is about people that almost got murdered. They got ran over by a vehicle, and nothing is happening to that person. This is the third time we're doing exactly what y'all doing. We're on the streets protesting, doing the same thing y'all doing, and we're trying to stop that bullshit from happening.
I thought they were attacking that woman's car.
Queremos trabajar. Queremos trabajar.
So out of respect, I just ask y'all, to show us some love. Let us get that message out.
Queremos trabajar.
Cuomo is the worst thing for this whole entire movement. He makes you think that he's on your side. He's not, and he keeps paying these cops. What is going on with Cuomo is he set up this whole thing. He set up COVID testing sites in housing projects from day one. From day one, Cuomo said he was going to use the projects for the vaccine first. Yesterday was the first day for the vaccine, and the vaccine was being rolled out in Lincoln Hospital in the Bronx and in Newark, New Jersey. Don't let these people gaslight you and make you think they have your back. They are going to use you as their mask police and their medical guinea pigs.
That's right.
Facts.
Facts.
Woo! Fuck Cuomo! Garbage man.
Sorry. So I don't understand. They're protesting protests, or what is it that they want to do?
La injusticia, esto es injusto. Solamente se cogen con los restaurantes y bar. Y nosotros negocios, ¿por qué abrieron las escuelas? Ellos también están en peligro.
Exacto. Dime unas palabras. Señora, hable.
Look, my name is Mitchell Bosch, and I'm a man, and I'm gonna give you a solution. Everybody in New York City, restaurant, bars, y'all need to open up. That is the solution, nothing else. All this that we're doing, protesting and talking, it's not gonna get you nowhere. The solution is if you all open up, united, together, we will get there. That is the only solution. Thank you. My name is Mitchell Bosch again.
Thank you. Thank you. That was awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
He's right. They can't close all the restaurants down. They can't arrest everybody. They can't enforce every fine. Amazon taking over the restaurant business.
Keep the business open. 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 We want to work. 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 We want to work.
Arrest Kuomo de Blasio. These are fascists. These are communists. They are participating in the biggest genocide of our times.
We want to work. We need water. We need water.
End fascism. End fascism. End fascism.
Andrew Cuomo's a fucking fascist. 86 the governor, off the menu, out of season. Get rid of that piece of shit.
86 Kuomo off the menu, out of season. 86 Kuomo off the menu, out of season. 86 Cuomo off the menu, out of season. 86 Cuomo off the menu, out of season. That's it. You hear me, you cocksucker?
It's very rude. I can't repeat it.
Well, stop. Make some noise. Come on. I can't hear you in Albany, all right? Go a little louder.
No.
Hey, everybody, listen up.
He'll repeat
Listen
it.
up. Hey, I'm gonna give y'all a solution to this problem. Right? Y'all all say y'all want to work. Open up in unison. Look at Max Public House in Staten Island. Look at that president. He's taking the lead for y'all. He went down. They took everything away from that man. He has courage. It takes courage to go ahead and open up.
Do it together.
Time for strong men and strong women to unite.
That's right.
Do it together.
And to say we've had enough.
Enough is enough.
Yeah. Y'all have sacrificed your time. You have sacrificed your money.
That's right.
You have sacrificed your energy. Your families are suffering. It is time to go ahead and work together. I'm not going to get off this mic until one or two things happen. Either we get back here again tomorrow at 11 and continue the fight, or we say that starting tomorrow, we all, and I mean all of us, go back to work and open up. They cannot take us all down. It is not possible, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
Gentlemen and ladies, open up your businesses.
That's right. Open up.
Yeah.
Open up. Open up. Open up! 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 Louder! Open up! Louder! Open up! Open up! Open up! We can't be scared! The government is overreaching on your constitutional right! It is a government overreach!
He's coming out the other way.
What? Governor's coming out?
And if Cuomo comes out, he's going to come out. He hasn't came out. We will know he came out. Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, there's two options. Either we come back out here at 11 o'clock again tomorrow. Do not stop the fight. Do not wait on the next time, on next Sunday. It has to continue. The pressure has to stay on.
That's right. That's right. Maximum pressure. That's it.
Or we all open up. So what are we going to do?
Open up.
Y'all all keep saying, listen. Y'all all keep saying y'all want to work. Y'all keep saying that shit like he's going to hear you. He doesn't care that you want to work. They don't care. You have to have the courage, the fortitude, the leadership to go ahead and open up. I am a warrior. I fought for every one of y'all. I've been overseas. I love everybody who's here, who's an American. I don't care where you're from. You have all sacrificed. You have sacrificed enough during this whole year.
Yes. Yep.
My name is Mitchell Bosch, and I'm with y'all. Hold your hands up. Put your hands up. Open 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 up.
Good job, man.
The cops are not going to arrest you. It's the sheriffs that this cocksucker is bringing down to force these freaking laws.
500 sheriffs is like one fucking
The
restaurant.
cops are here to protect us. They will not arrest you. It's the sheriffs that he brings from upstate.
Yeah, back to blue, back to
the
blue.
Cops, exactly, back to blue.
Back to blue, back to
Support the
blue.
police and open up your business, point
That's
blank.
right.
The cops will not arrest you. They're on our side.
Cops support us. Cops are small business people.
All. Keep fighting. Stand up.
That's
and
right.
Take your mask off.
That's right.
That's one of the things that they keep us oppressed with. If you don't understand, do the research. Understand that people are dying in the hospital under ventilators. Do not go to the hospital and do not get a test. Open up your business.
I was raised by a single mother who had a restaurant my home. From being a child to growing up as a teenager, I stayed with my mother in her restaurant. I saw her sacrifices. I never had dinner with my mother. I never had like birthday parties. Nothing. With me, my brother, my sister. My mother worked in the restaurant business. She had it for 30 years. And you know, I ended up being in the service, and now I'm over here. I understand the sacrifice that these people are feeling. I am from a Hispanic background, ultimately. But at the end of the day, I'm an American, and the overreach, like, it is incredible by the government. Like, people should be allowed to go ahead and be able to go to a restaurant, and, you know, and that restaurant should be able to follow CDC guidelines and go ahead, the people 6 feet apart, mask on. But I don't understand the nuances of you go inside with your mask on and then you sit down and you can take it off and that's okay, right? And then after 10 o'clock, it's like you can't, it should be one, but at the end of the day, restaurants need to stay open. The restaurant is what makes New York City great. It is being destroyed over a virus that is being, through the guidelines, only 1%, over 1% compared to like the whole 70%. So now people are going to be at home spreading it because we're all human beings. And at the end of the day, we're going to want to be together. So I am here with them. I want them to continue to fight. I want people to stay strong, fight through it. This is just like in 1776. Yes. This is the same thing like in World War II where the greatest generation fought. This is another time. Strong men need to come back into the forefront and take charge. strong men need to go ahead and say and hold themselves, even if it means they go down.
Right.
So.
Well, I love you, and we're going to keep it up, aren't we?
Yes.
And we're going to grow a bigger following, aren't we?
Yes.
And I love you, and thank you so much, honey.
Thank you. You're welcome.
It seems to be losing focus a little bit. But people are out. In the street here.
Who are you with? So I can
I just have a channel called Crowdsource the Truth.
crowdsource the truth.
Yeah,
Okay.
and also Jason Goodman is my name if you look that up.
Nice
Nice to meet
finally
you.
Talk to you.
Yeah, you're doing great, man. It seems like maybe it's losing focus. Is that actually Cuomo's office there?
Listen,
Must be at 633.
Exactly.
I think what we need to do is sit in at Whole Foods.
Why Whole Foods? It's owned by Amazon.
Exactly. We need to do is sit in at Whole Foods.
And then,
Mask-free sit in at Whole Foods.
uh-huh.
I'm not saying that on camera because we
Oh, sorry.
because we gotta like.
Yeah, no, we gotta follow the rules or they can arrest
You know
you.
what's crazy? I suggested doing a protest at NPR on a Friday at like 1 back in May, right? I put it out as one little Facebook ad. Facebook censored it. It never got anywhere. But I said, you know, I better go in case somebody actually shows up, right?
Uh-huh.
I came. The whole block was lined up with NYPD.
Wow.
Just sitting there like.
What about protesters? Did people come?
And anyone that did come, they must have saw the cops and were like,
Wow.
yeah.
Oh wait, look, here's Channel 7.
Yeah. You'll spend all day trying to get on Channel 7. They might give you like 10 seconds or give you nothing. Can't
Well,
waste
and
your
also
time.
their angle is probably going to be, you know, these people don't want to lock down, don't want to wear masks.
Actually, we're surrounded by cops. Look.
Yeah.
It's time to get out of here.
Yeah. All right, thanks, man. Take care.
For those nipple ring laughs last night at the end of a really bad day.
Yeah.
We were all laughing.
I'm glad. Thank you. Well, I think it might be getting close to the end of this. It's sort of just diffused into two separate groups.
Yep.
Yeah, the cops are making hand signals and... Okay, they're saying thank you to the NYPD. I think it might be ending. So I think I'm gonna head back downtown here. Yeah, the cops are telling everybody to go on the sidewalk. Hey, hi.
My name is Danny Martinez. You want to interview me? Hi. You want me to say something?
I think we've met before. I saw you.
Yes, I've been to so many rallies.
Yeah.
So,
do you work in the restaurant industry?
I don't work in the restaurant industry, but I support because I need to be open. And you know, we need to generate income to pay the taxes, to pay the rolls, to pay everything. So we need the taxes. Let's be real. Who's going to support the school kids? Right? The taxes. So we need the job industry, the restaurant business to be on business so they can collect the taxes.
Yeah.
If business go out of business, less taxes paid for the kids. Let us be real. For the kids, the schools, colleges. And you communists, the money doesn't come from the sky. Thank you.
All right, thanks for talking to me. Take care. Yeah, I think everybody is kind of just going their own way here. So I'm going to wrap it up with that. Well, I mean, you know, wrap up the rally. I'll head downtown and see I guess, what time is it? Maybe, I guess it's end of rally time. Yeah, they're letting the cars through and everything. Sure what that's all about. Well, I don't know who that person is or why she's in Bergen County. Ah, now, here we see the exterior plastic thing with a guy on it, but I don't think he's dismantling it. I think that was just a rumor that somebody... That guy looks like he's sealing it with plastic. I'm in the way. It's a sidewalk. Wow. Everything closing. Now I'm on 3rd Avenue, around 38th. Tons of stuff out of business over here. Here's another city MD with not that long of a line, but a line nonetheless. To be tested. I thought it was very interesting that Gordon Chang article saying that China is trying to create a DNA database of everybody so that they can make bioweapons. I mean, that makes sense. Obviously, the teachers were very concerned about what's going to happen with their DNA when they're forced to be tested. We don't know. They won't tell them. See, when you ask somebody a direct question and they won't answer it, in my view, that's highly suggestive that they're hiding something. So I just keep the stream running as I head downtown here. Just get an idea of what's going on in this part of town. Sarge's Deli. Their outdoor space doesn't look too, doesn't seem to be ready. Smells like good pizza over here. Get the sun blasting me on that. Maybe I'll get a better spot on another street. I mean, that was an energetic rally. Everybody there has a lot of passion for the city, their jobs, their families, their freedom. They just want to work. See if we got the comments, maybe people. Let's see what people have to say here. Trust facts, right. Facts and evidence. Talk more about the Electoral College. Well, I don't really know too much about the Electoral College. They voted for, Biden, but I believe there were key swing states where there were contested electors where both sides voted, and I do believe that triggers some sort of, process or introduces some, these challenged electors. We'll have to see what happens as time goes on. I mean, there's a lot of people who want me to give it up and admit that he lost and whatever. But, I mean, look, obviously, people who want President Trump to continue for another 4 years, we've had a lot of disappointments, and we're going to talk with Larry Klayman about this later today at 5 o'clock. From a practical standpoint, what can the president do? I mean, I know what the legal parameters are, and I know what possibilities exist as far as how he could challenge this and potentially even win. But the question is, will he be able to do that? We've seen the courts are so corrupt. I mean, I certainly thought, actually I didn't think this. I sort of knew that Emmett Sullivan was going to be as difficult as possible and not let Michael Flynn go. But I'm hanging on. I've said this before. If you've ever been to the hospital to see a friend or a family member who's been in really bad shape, like where you leave the hospital wondering if that person's going to live, or even if the doctor tells you it's not likely that they're going to live, you don't just give up and stop going back. I feel like the Trump presidency is in the ICU right now with tubes sticking out of it, and it's pretty scary, but I'm waiting and hoping for that outside chance, because a Joe Biden presidency is going to be so bad. Let's see what else we got happening here. This was such a decimated production because of all the technical failures. Oh wow, look at that. Is that an Italian Greyhound in a Santa outfit? That's funny. This is corruption at the highest point, says Ms. Ann. It's beyond that. It's corruption, yes, but I mean, it's mass hysteria as well. Crazy Path says vaccine is the key that unlocks the HIV delivery system. I don't know about that. Yeah, Artemis says it isn't over until January 20th, and I agree. I'm not giving up. I'm going to acknowledge that the outlook is grim. You'd be a fool to not see that. But I agree, I'm not giving up. And it seems that the president is not giving up either, so hopefully something will happen. I mean, it's unprecedented times, so unprecedented things are likely. And I mean, you know, Mike Pence has an opportunity to, I think, you know, these states that are challenged, I think he can reject them. Then we have that whole, Charles has explained this, there's that whole thing where it can go to a vote in the House and the Senate. Never give up is right, Arlie. That's the only surefire way to lose, is to give up or die. Never give up. Nobody ever succeeded in anything by giving up. So Amazon has taken over food, they've taken over movies. I guess HBO is going to be playing Wonder Woman on Christmas instead of the movie theaters. So the video will get monetized here on 33rd Street, or, you know, copyright struck, or who knows what. Something will probably happen to it. Yeah, so this has been a really chopped up live stream due to who knows. Who knows what, I should say. But I will go back and put it all together into one big long one, and I'll put that on subscribestar.com/crowdsourcethetruth and patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth as a convenience and a thank you for the sponsors that make the show possible. Can't do this show without viewer sponsors. I really do appreciate the people who understand why I need to do that and why that is the best way to do it. I mean, people who want corporate advertisers funding the news are basically saying, yeah, I like the idea of something being free if somebody else can control it and control my ability to access it. I don't like that. I think it's much better to have this micro sponsorship model where, you know, for a very small amount of money, $2 a month, $5 a month, whatever it is, lots and lots of people can have access to the information, and there's no one big sponsor saying, we don't like this story, take it off. People are going to now email me and they say, oh, Jason, there's no more $2 sponsorships available on Patreon. That's got to do with the charges from the various vendors, including Patreon, and how that works. So I had to limit the number of $2 sponsorships there. People can still sponsor for $2 a month on subscribestar.com/crowdsourcethetruth. And you can also get an annual subscription either directly on Patreon or by going to crowdsourcethetruth.com and sponsoring the Counter Lawfare Fund. Then you're going to get an annual subscription on Subscribestar. All these things that say temporarily closed, I mean, you know, technically speaking, the sun is only temporarily providing energy for the earth. So I don't know, at what point does temporary become permanent when your sign says temporary closed? The roasting company across the street is closed. I don't know if they were roasting coffee over there or chickens or what, but they're not roasting too much now. Audio loop again. Oh boy, here we go. Okay. That's a real pain. Okay, I don't have headphones in, so I don't know if that fixed the audio loop or not. I hope it did. Here's Mendy's 2.0. Wow, I think that used to be on 34th Street. That was featured in Seinfeld, Mendy's. It was way bigger than this. Free soup. Free soup? with a salad or something. Yeah, so now it's just a tiny little takeout counter. I mean, that makes sense. Why would you want a big restaurant if you can't? If you can't have people in there. Somebody wants me to put a beat in there and have a mix. Yeah, it could be good. I don't know. We'll have to see. The audio problems are definitely annoying. Now it's fixed. So yeah, I mean, I'm just going to continue the stream as we head downtown. Look at that building there. The Royalton. Oh yeah, that's a fancy hotel. Totally empty. Retail for lease. Was this a restaurant? I think it was. Or some kind of coffee place or deli kind of thing. Yeah. That was a restaurant. For rent. I mean, it's almost silly to put a for rent sign on anything now because who is going to rent it? Anybody who's already renting anything is breaking the lease and moving out. And only somebody who wants to lose money would rent a new place. I don't know if I've ever seen a traffic cop not on the phone. Oh, here's the giant inflatable rat. I kind of like this thing. So I don't know who is in charge of that rat, but it's generally whenever they want to protest, it's usually like union stuff with the giant rat. Whoa, what's this doing here? It's a wine bar, that's interesting. Maybe that's their outdoor dining. There's more outdoor dining being constructed. But here's the giant rat. Hey guys, what's the rat protesting today? Hey guys, what's the rat protesting today?
How you doing?
What's the rat protesting
All the
today?
information is on the handbill. We appreciate your support.
Hudson Machine Works, destroying the local economy. Does it have anything to do with the lockdown?
No, that's nothing. It's all labor related.
Okay.
All the information is on the handbill.
Yeah, it's always the union that has the rat out. I don't know. Say, is somebody doing stuff against the union, they usually bring that rat. Whoa! Watch that last step. Anyway, the paper says Hudson Machine Works destroying the local economy. So, people who are worried about that can look into it further. Whoops. This is another moving truck over there, Atlas. I'm pretty sure that's a moving truck. Flood the subway, someone suggests. Do you mean with water or people? Or I mean, that doesn't sound like a good idea to me. Having a lot of trouble here now that this guy handed me the paper. Let me get rid of this. That dog stopped to look at me. Atlas Moving. My fingers are frozen. Do I see another moving truck right down there? No, office furniture. Okay, so we're pretty close to the end of this stream. As I said earlier, 5 p.m. I'm going to be joined by Larry Klayman to discuss just everything that's going on. I think mostly the departure of William Barr. Now wait a minute, is the audio back to frozen? No, it's good. Okay. Brian says BlackRock is CCP. Wow. You know, that's interesting. I think that might be right. BlackRock has kind of taken over everything. And I guess that would make sense if they're CCP. Well, anyway, all right, we're getting very close to home here, and my fingers are frozen, so I'm super tangled up in wires, and this hasn't been working properly since the moment I left. So much stuff out of business around here, it's crazy. But I think I'm going to leave it right here for everybody. You know, I mean, this is so nuts that they would have these outdoor tables. Nobody's going to eat in the cold, outdoors. This thing's got an outdoor section. Cathay Bank. That's probably Chinese, right? Cathay Pacific. Who's Cathay? It's written in Chinese. Get used to that. Retail and office space for lease, Pam Chong. This wasn't Cathay Bank before. This is new. Chinese guys constructing it. It's interesting. I think it was right around here. People will recall when I saw those Chinese construction workers who couldn't speak English. All right, well, there we go. Early morning live stream for everybody from the restaurant mega rally or whatever that was called. Ah, that's why that's so short. Take this. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Please become a sponsor. Another reason to sponsor is tonight, right after Larry Klayman, we're bringing back Lee Stranahan. High Dive with Lee Stranahan is back. That's going to be another great new episode people will be able to watch on patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth and subscribestar.com/crowdsourcethetruth and patreon.com/Stranahan. So I'll see everybody later. Thanks for tuning in. You guys opening or closing? Is this being built or you're destructing it? Rebuilt. Well, everybody working in construction around here seems to be Chinese. So that's interesting. Have a great day, everybody.